Hello everybody, this is Bill with Bill's Backyard. This is my female kiwi. I just fertilized and put in some worm castings, compost, chicken manure, along with a little bit of rock dust in the pot. Blackberries, 2 different varieties. As you can see, the blackberries are starting to come in. Blueberries have been flowering. Another 2 different varieties. More blueberries, they've been flowering. The raspberries have not broke dormancy yet. Yellow Ann raspberry, the male kiwi. You can see this is the compost I use. Well, I was going to pull this, but man, it's growing so good in here. I really don't want to pull it yet. The peas. My chives are starting to seed, which is, I'll be collecting seeds. I got to clean these boxes up, get them ready for the spring, full summer crop. Celery, I got to get in there and thin that out a little bit. You can see the lettuce. I'm telling you, the rain we've been getting has just made everything grow. The spinach I was going to turn, but it just keeps growing. I got some more volunteer peas that came in. I just got to spread compost underneath my citrus trees. I am working piece by piece, trying to get everything ready today. We got a big front coming in again. We're supposed to get quite a bit of rain. I bought a bale of this straw, and I like to use it in my beds. Honeyberries, Beast and Beauty, they pollinate one another. You can see they're coming out. You can see the lemon tree is just, it's loaded with lemons. I've been picking lemons like crazy and trying to thin it out. My star cherry is hurting. My cherimoya lost all its leaves. I have fertilized everything. Of course, I haven't done this box because when I put it in, this box was really good. Ice cream bean, I got from Steve out there at Exotica. Star cherry, and I don't know what variety of cherimoya this is, but one of the guys was talking to me and says his did the same. Should leaf back in. We'll see. I've been cutting out the Russian kale. I spread in more compost in here, getting this bed ready. Tomatoes and peppers, some more tomatoes and peppers along with the strawberries, and you can see all the strawberries. I fertilized over in here the apple tree with compost and all the good stuff. I did the bags. You can look at the ever-bearing mulberry is starting to break dormancy. So is the goji berry. You can see all the green. I did fertilize in here. I think this tree is not going to make it. It was struggling from the beginning. And I got this tree to help pollinate the sweet tree, and I'm gonna have to possibly get another plumeria here. And you know, there's the candy heart. I hear it's real good, so I'm probably gonna have to buy another one. Now it's kind of late. I'll probably have to get a bare root. The 20th century Asian pear is doing real good. As you can see, I'm adding straw into all the beds after I fertilize. I moved the wood chips back and put the straw in, and I'll put wood chips back in as things go. But you can look at that beautiful flowering going on. These 4 trees I got online and they're on Viking rootstock. It was a heck of a buy. They were really little, and they really took off in the ground here. And I've never heard of that rootstock, but they were potted trees. They were in the, you know, kind of like the long sleeves that blueberries come in. And I've never seen these, but they were a heck of a buy. So you got Dapple Dandy, Flavor King, Flavor Grenade, and Sweet Treat. There's the 4 that I got in this box here, doing the Dave Wilson. Keeping them cut close, and as they get a little bigger, I'll keep the inner cleaned out so that everything will be on the outer branches. As we pan over to here, this is the Burgundy Plum. I got this and the Asian from Gary at Laguna Hills Nursery there in Santa Ana. And this is a Burgundy Plum. It's flowered, but I'm gonna pick any fruit that comes onto this tree off. Like I said, I just put this on the ground, so it needs to root in. Flavor Delight. You can see it's flowering. Once again, this tree got put in midsummer, so I'm gonna pick any fruit off of this. I might just have one fruit on here, kind of like what I did with the Cotton Candy Apiarium. It was in the ground last year. I only left one fruit on there, and to taste it, and boy, is it good. That's kind of what's going on here. This tree here is probably 3 years old, but this is the first year in the ground, so I gotta let it root in. I have the spot cleared out front for the tangerine tree. I gotta get it out front. I'm kind of waiting for this weekend to pass by. Of course, today's Sunday, but you can see it's cloudy. We're supposed to get rain the next 3 days, off and on. So I'm just gonna wait and see how things go. Maybe possibly next weekend I can work on getting that tree out front. The Cotton Candy Apiarium, the buds it's really flowering, so you can see how they're really popping on here. This should produce a little bit of fruit this year. It's been in the ground over a year. I just planted the longevity spinach in with the Thompson seedless grape, and I was looking down here and I'm starting to see some green, so it's going to start coming out of dormancy. Once again, I composted and worm castings. Spicy Z, it's flowering, leafing out. The Nectarine Plum Cross. Didn't get any fruit on this last year. This is its 2nd year in the ground. Once again, I may just leave a couple of fruit on there. We'll just see how the tree does. It really took off last year and grew a lot. So I think it's pretty acclimated into the ground here. As I kind of keep these trees in boxes. I have real heavy clay here, so we're kind of above grade a little bit with these trees, so it gives the roots where they're not going to be saturated and gives times for all the amendments I've been adding to the soil, all the worm castings and compost to start breaking down. I mean, when I was digging in these boxes today, there was worms everywhere, so that's telling me that things are really starting to work down in the soil, which is really good. So the apple tree's still dormant. As we wander over here, I think I lost all hope on the white sapote here. This is the other one. Once again, it's in the pot. These things do not like to be transplanted, so I have to be real careful with this. I'm probably going to put it in the ground here. And Sopadilla is here. Casa variety. Sugar apple. Lost all its leaves. Once again, I amended the soil on all these. Another Sopadilla, brown sugar variety, black sapote. I have 2 different varieties. I got this from Steve out there, and I think this is the wax jambu. Let's see. Yeah, the red. Still alive, so hopefully we can get it to start growing. The figs are starting to break dormancy. The Pakash, Peter Honey, Soursop, Java de Caba, Egg Fruit, Monkey Orange, Lemon Draught Mangosteen, Leche. I got a Diamond, Black Diamond Logan. I got tea. I got a little bit of everything in here. This is kind of my little cache of little trees. My 2 mangoes, they got hit hard. I think next year, if these things survive, I'm definitely going to be doing some cold protection next year. But even though we did have a very unusual year this year, we got a nasty storm that came through and just wiped everything out. The loquat's doing real well. My 2 Vista white loquats, once again, this one here is going to go in the front yard. I mended up the soil real good here for the Barbados cherry. It should start coming out of dormancy pretty soon. I got a few of the blood oranges on here. I put a lot of compost down in here. This tree here, look at all the new growth coming on here. This tree was here when I moved in, but it was just little, and I got 1 fruit on it. It had the rootstock growing up through here, and this is the rootstock down here, you can see, and I chopped it all back, and boy, just trying to get this tree to shape up and kind of go into a dome. I painted it because this side of it over here is where the rootstock was when I chopped it out. I left that trunk exposed, so put some whitewash on there. But as you can see, I'm letting it grow this way. It's starting to fill in. So this tree here, we got a lot of fruit off of it this year. Fertilized the heck out of it. So now that Orlanders that were in here, I chopped those out about a year ago, and this thing was blocked by the sun in those. You can see here, pineapple guava, looking good, survived the cold. The lemon guava, I pulled out all these flowers, put them in the box here. There were so many worms in here, oh my God. It was insane. My pink Hawaiian guava really got the brunt of some cold damage here. And lemon guava survived, doing good. My red seedless grape is still dormant. I'm seeing some new growth over here on my Kambola Kerry variety. I put this in the ground last week, and been having it covered, but I'm gonna leave it uncovered. I'm gonna let it acclimate in here. You can see here the red currant. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, it's starting to rain here, and it's coming down. Kahala Logan, fertilized in here, real good. And put some of that straw down. Same with the passion fruit vine. My lavender and these flowers are really taking off in here. I'm going to be doing more and more of this in these boxes. That's my goal this year, is to start having these boxes with the comfrey and longevity spinach and kachuk. I got all kinds of stuff in there. I'm going to be putting some herbs in, some flowers for pollinating, and yeah, just going to be really working hard to make this where you know, I don't have to do much fertilizing. Maybe come in here and dump some compost in here, and that'll be about it. The loquat are doing good. I picked a lot of these off, so I thinned it down. First year in the ground, so we got some loquats off it last year, but you can see this thing's acclimated into this soil pretty well. Katuk I put down in the box here. So white sapote. I got some, this looks like the comfrey here. Yeah, I gotta get that into the ground. I'm gonna put that in one of the, probably a couple of the boxes over in here to help out. But that's kind of what's going on in Bill's backyard right now. It's starting to rain, so I better start heading in. I feel the raindrops hitting on my head, and that's what these plants need, a little bit more rain. So I got everything ready and buttoned down the hatches. I can leave all my plants out to get rain. These under here, I watered real good with the rainwater out of the barrels. My barrels are full. I did empty the one barrel with a bunch of gallon jugs I got all over the place. So I can just go around and water in these pots. I'm gonna try to stay away from this alkaline water we have here. Even though I do have it filtered, it's still, you know, I mean, you can see I buy the filters on Amazon. I got one here, one in the front, and try to knock out some of the stuff that they put into the water here. That's the update for today. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday, and stay dry and happy growing.